Hey, what's up, Speakerphiles? Wellington here, and today we are looking at what I feel like is the largest or biggest true 360 speaker that has made it into this studio. What I'm talking about is the LG Xboom 360. But before we go any further, this video is sponsored by LG. Okay, so to start things off, this is what you get in the box. The Xboom 360, the power cord, and some paperwork stuff. Okay, so this is the LG Xboom 360, and like the name implies, this is a 360 omnidirectional speaker, and you can kind of see it in the design of the speaker. Now, we have seen 360 speakers before. It's not news, but traditionally what companies have been doing is usually they'll either give you 2 drivers or 3 drivers, depending on the speaker, to face in different directions to give you a 360 sound. And while this brings you closer to a 360 sound experience, it's not really a true 360 experience because you still have some dead zones in between those drivers. Like wherever the driver is facing, yes, you'll get good sound, but there are still some dead zones in between those drivers, hence not really getting a true 360 sound experience. To prevent those dead zones and give you a true 360 sound experience, LG has come with a different approach. They are running one high-end fiberglass woofer which really looks good to the eye and one titanium compression tweeter for the treble. But what gives you the true 360 or omnidirectional sound is the way they set up those drivers. The main fiberglass woofer is facing up with a reflector right above it to disperse the sound in all directions. And then the compression tweeter that is mounted right in this area right here also compresses the highs and high frequencies and also disperses them evenly in all directions. And so the combination of all that gives you a true 360 sound experience. No matter where you are around the speaker, you will be in the sweet spot, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so I dove right into the 360 spell without even showing you guys around the speaker, so maybe let's do that before we continue here. Okay, so the speaker is wrapped in a fabric finish which looks pretty good and pretty soft to the touch, and I believe you can get it in I think 3 colors. So what I have here is bluish. I don't know the name of the color, but you can get it in different colors. And behind this flap is where you will find the aux input, a USB port for playing music off of a flash drive or thumb drive, a reset button, and lastly a twin or pairing button which allows you to link up to 2 of these speakers to play together in sync in stereo for an even bigger sound. If just one of them is not enough, or you're like me and you love stereo, you can put one on the other side of the room and one on the other side of the room, sync them up, get a true 360 and stereo sound out of these speakers. Up on top is where you will find the handle, which comes in really handy when moving the speaker around. And right below that handle is all your control buttons. We have the power button, media control buttons, mode selection button, and lastly, right in the center is the light control button to switch between different light modes to match your environment. LG promises up to 10 hours of playtime on a single charge on the Xboom 360, depending on how loud and the kind of content you are listening to on the speaker. And right under here is where you will find the charging port to recharge the speaker once you run out of juice. Oh, and also one thing I forgot to mention is that there is a bass port right under here, something I didn't realize right away, but yes, it does have a bass port on there to enhance the bass performance of the speaker. And speaking of bass performance, how does the Xboom 360 sound like? Well, as usual, I will be giving you guys a high quality binaural sound sample towards the end of the video, just so you can kind of hear and kind of, as much as you can using my recordings, judge for yourself. But in short, the speaker sounds pretty good. The highs are good thanks to that high compression tweeter in there, and the mids and bass are also present and crisp like you would expect. But sound is subjective, and so LG, knowing that they also give you the Xboom app where you can go in there and find different presets that you like. If you don't like any of those presets, they also give you a custom EQ where you can customize your sound through moving different bands and just dial in the kind of sound you want to get from the speaker, which is pretty sweet. And the app can also do lots of other things, like change and customize different color modes of the speaker, check for firmware updates for the speaker. They also have a DJ section where you can do all sorts of DJ stuff and a lot more stuff that I'm not gonna sit here and go through the entire app. Amazing. So if you're looking for a good 360 speaker, true 360, I said, I know this is a sponsored video, but you really cannot go wrong if 360 is your thing with this guy right here. At least in this size, it's a good speaker for what it is. Anyways, I feel like I've told you everything I need to about this speaker. I think it's time to give you guys a sound sample like I promised. I'll just put the speaker in standard mode and give you a sound sample of how that sounds like, so you guys have a good idea of how the speaker sounds like. But like I said, you can also tweak the speaker using the EQ to what suits you best, which is pretty sweet, I would say. Anyways, before we go into the sound samples, I will be using a high quality binaural microphone, okay? So to get the best out of those samples, you have to use headphones, okay? Okay, here is the sound sample. Alright, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. If you are actually watching up to this point, you are the kind of person that I'm like, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you to LG for being the sponsors of today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. I just like getting feedback from you guys, most especially people like you who watch the video all the way through. Subscribe if you're not yet, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.